I was reading where one of the key strategies of astronauts or pilots or Navy SEALs to fight the panic feeling is through a feeling of control, which is through training, which you talked
Yep.
about. And I remember when I was in the Air Force, when we about 14 hours, I was soloing a T-37 jet. 14 hours from landing at the base to when I was actually flying the plane by myself.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the key things they said, and by the way, in that training, it's intensive, just training for every scenario you could imagine under the sun. For example, on a hot day in Texas, if you take off and you lose one engine, you have a decision to make. Do you have enough engine to keep flying? Do you have enough runway to land? If you lose both engines, do you punch out? Well, in a T-37, you have a minimum altitude at which you can punch out safely. So then you have to make the decision to stay with the aircraft because that would be the best alternative. And so
Right.
they gave us a 3 sort of step process, which I've used in so many things, which is
Love this.
when you're flying the airplane, the first thing you do is maintain aircraft control. Second thing you do is analyze the situation. And the third thing you do is land as soon as conditions permit. But it's always about maintaining control, analyzing what's going on, and making sure you're landing that metaphorical airplane in our lives. And I think the more we think about our lives every day as a training practicum, and unfortunately we don't get medals, bars, awards that signify now you're a general because you went through some level of challenge or pain or whatever. But boy, is it an opportunity to really look at some tools and recipes to apply to our lives on an ongoing basis so that when we get into that divorce situation or lose a job, we have the resilience to make it through.
I love that. And, just being able to create that analogy just helps people in such a huge way. Okay, what are the 3 things I need to ask myself? And we can create that in our own lives. What are the 3 things I need to ask? First thing, okay, what am I feeling? Right? If I'm emotionally triggered, if I can say, what am I feeling? That puts me in that place where I'm like, okay, I'm doing the analysis. I'm seeing where I'm at. When you say, what am I feeling? You no longer are the emotion either. You're neither like, I am angry. It's like, oh, I feel anger. So then you get your first level of objectivity, right? And then you're saying, okay, what can I do to reduce this? Then you think about it. And then you think, okay, where's the other person coming from? Seek first to understand, then to be understood. And then you see, okay, that's where they're coming from. So what happens now is you've removed yourself so much to where you're like, this entity, Berkay, feels this emotion. This person is saying this, and they're coming from possibly this place, which puts me in a state of curiosity. And then from then I'm like, okay, what is the solution? How do we land this plane? You have that 3-prong approach, all of a sudden you aren't a slave. All of a sudden you actually have control over the entire situation, including the other person who doesn't have control, right? So we're putting ourselves in that place where we first gain control of the situation ourselves and then see how do we get to solution. This is a powerful, powerful skill set to have, and it takes repetition.